Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to episode 6 of this podcast. Ends with you, with me, Amadeus _ and Myra Zed and Ozma Neku, and we have a very special episode for you indeed. Not only are we talking about episode 6 and episode 7 of the anime, not only are we dissecting the new Neo TWEWY opening, not only are we gonna go through all of the interviews and all the news that happened this week, but also a massive, cataclysmic, earth-shattering change is gonna happen on screen right near the beginning. You might want to look at YouTube for this one. It's gonna be pretty cool. Also, big announcement! We have now started a Patreon for this podcast ends with you. The details will be in the episode, but if you want to donate, please go on to patreon.com/TPEWY. But without further ado, please enjoy this week's episode of This Podcast Ends With You. Did you know that entire song was, oh god. Did you know? It's fine. All under control. Did you know that song actually says, welcome back to This Podcast Ends With You? That's the actual lyrics of the song. I don't know how they knew, but they knew. They really out here predicting the future. That's what that song is. That song is just advertising our podcast. Just translate it. Would I lie to you? People of the internet, would I lie to you? Look me in the eyes and tell me that I would lie to you. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to This Podcast Ends With You. I would never lie. You know who else would never lie? Show. But you know who else would never lie? Maya and Ozma Neku. They'd never do it.
I've got nothing for that last statement. I really don't.
I don't think anyone has anything for that last statement. I think it's probably as good as it's gonna get. Welcome back, everybody. This podcast ends with you. It's me, Amadeus _ and Ozma Neku and Myra Zed. Welcome back, everybody. We have a packed show for you today. There's a lot to discuss. There's a lot on the table. Oh,
yeah, what?
You guys see that?
OBS, Ahmed,
like, being weird?
Ahmed, what broke?
Did you break?
I have no idea. You know what? We're gonna roll with the punches. We roll with the punches here on this podcast. We're gonna move on. We're gonna move on with it because again, we have like episode 5 to discuss, episode 6. Oh god, no, 6 and 7. God.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm actually gonna check the OBS real quick. This is really odd.
You need to stop. I don't know what you're doing, but you need to stop.
Do what?
You're pressing the wrong buttons, man.
Look. It's all. Oh god. I think the computer's overheating.
Excuse you?
I see smoke coming out. Uh-oh. Oh god.
Oh boy.
Rest in peace.
What the fuck? I'm hot.
Same?
Who let
Fucking
this?
same?
Yeah.
Who let this happen? I look attractive now? Question mark?
Yeah, giant question marks here.
Maya, you look great.
We look so sexy.
We do.
Dude,
we do.
look at my fucking hair.
Look at us. You grew your hair out. How'd you do that?
Purple.
It's
okay. This
It's okay. I'm not used to jeans. I'm not used to chinos. I had very comfy like tracksuit bottoms on before, but you know what? I can deal with this. I can deal with this new look. I don't know who did it, but I think Joshua had something to do with this. I don't think we were up to his style level. I'm still not gonna thank him though. I still think you suck, Joshua. You still suck to me, but thank you for the upgrade.
Wow.
I am in shock right now.
I am in shock and awe. Now I am getting. Oh, hold on. I think Joshua just sent one of his feathers to me. Apparently, you guys won't believe this. Apparently, these new drawings were brought to you by Floral Laurel. What insane concept! No one
absolutely insane.
No one could have possibly seen it coming. But yes, thank you, Floral Laurel, for the brand new look. We will be linking her places in chat shortly. But while we do that, we have a packed ass show. Now I'm hyped up. Now I'm energetic. Now that I got my new look, my new jacket and stuff. Even my megaphone's new.
Your megaphone got spray painted.
Yeah, you did get spray painted. Okay. Let's get started, shall we? Because there's a lot to get through. It's gonna be a packed show. Episode 6 of this podcast. And no. Episode 6, it is the opposite of the podcast. It's also episode 6 of the anime that we're gonna discuss first. So what we're gonna be doing is that we're gonna be doing episode 6 of the God, this is gonna confusing.
English is hard.
It is hard.
There's so many different numbers involved with this episode. I am so lost.
I also keep looking at our sprites because they're very good. But okay, so we're doing episode 6 of the anime first, and then talking about a bunch of news that happened, including the new opening, and then we are gonna be moving on to episode 7 of the anime. So let's get started, as it were. What did we do? What? Let's start off with. You know what? My kick us off. We got more Joshua. I know that's all. That's all you're about. Also, I've had people come over to me just before we even begin, telling me like, "Oh man, Ahmed, the bit's getting old. We all know you don't like Joshua." I'm here to tell you that this is not a bit. This is not a bit. I hate this man. Also, you can't stop me.
It's genuinely not. Even outside of here. Outside of here, these two butt heads all the time about Joshua. It's not a bit.
It keeps happening. But with that being said, I will give you the space to talk about him here because we start off with Joshua giving Neku like sort of seductive eyes as he's just like holding his collar up. Is all the way I can describe it.
Fair. Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah, I really love the change that they did with how Neku confronts Joshua in this. He just straight up is about to beat him up, and I'm like, that's the reaction that I actually wanted in the game, but it didn't happen because Neku was trying to be a good boy, and trust his partner. And yeah, this time he really blew up.
Yeah.
Who can blame him, all things considered?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, it's a very, like, they did it in a very dramatic way last episode of, like, just revealing how everything happened. Again, the whole touch to read thing is pretty cool. So he just grabbed him and he was like, "Oh, you shot me!" And then grabbed him up like that. And then he basically just let him go for the sake of Shiki, is how I read that situation.
I completely agree with that.
Which is interesting. What else did you think about it, Neku?
My biggest thing was we finally got a appropriate reaction to, "Oh my god, I think you killed me," which was, you know, the hardest part of the game was watching him try to rationalize what he possibly saw.
Mm-hmm.
No, this time was just pure emotion of I'm gonna strangle you.
It's true. Well, I think, you know, Joshua, pretty, you know, okay. I'd say if I were to put Joshua on a tier list, he'd be like second last. But you want to know who's really matters? You know who really is a good character? Sho Minamimoto, my boy. The Sho Supremacy Clan we're rising. We're coming together. I have been making calls on our Twitter. And you know what? Our clan, it's coming together. The Sho Supremacy Clan, we're stronger and more powerful than ever.
It's honestly super depressing. My own Discord has gone against me.
I've gotten the actual Discord against my. This is great. This is great. We're an invading force.
I've been just watching this from the sidelines. My eyebrow always twitching, and you know, just watching Pi devour the Discord was very fun and very interesting and very stressful.
Yep. But yeah, I'm gonna discuss more about Sho also a little bit later, because I feel like you get the full sort of gravity of all is done next episode. But in general, Sho is very capable and very chaotic in the anime. Like very, very chaotic. Like he doesn't give a single damn about anyone. And just like I like it. Like the only thing about Sho is that because, and this is nothing against the voice actor in Japanese, right? Because he did a great job. It's just, as somebody who played the game in English, and how iconic those screams are at me when he pounded my face into the ground as a kid. Like, it's hard for me to listen to the Japanese one without, like, really wanting an English dub, you know? It's just because it's a lot of his, like, screams and everything were so distinct. And also,
No,
like hearing somebody go Sakatoa outside of school and in, like, a game, like, I popped off super hard, man.
I genuinely agree with you that Showa definitely seems, the word I would use is more feral. Like, he's more in tune with his noise self than he is with his normal self. He's much more willing to go out of his way to make sure people can't stop his plans for the math of Shibuya to explode. It is terrifying to see this dude go, you know, you don't matter. I'm going to throw a bunch of tabunoids at your face.
Yep. There's a lot. Tabunoids show up a lot. Almost more than in the game. And they have more impact as well, which, again, is something I kind of want to... This is the thing, is that we didn't get a lot of show in this episode either. We kind of get a lot more of him next episode. So I want to save a lot of my opinions about show to that point. But in general, I really like how he's depicted in this. He's a bit more maniacal. He's a bit more evil. But I like it a lot.
A bit more willing to go through with his plans.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. It seems like everyone's a lot more chaotic in this. Like, I mean, just flashback to week 1 with Megumi. I mean, he freaking annihilated so many players.
Yeah. Super true.
Everyone's just more willing to murder everyone so that things don't go wrong. That's how I saw the Reaper's game as a kid, but looking back at the game and looking at the anime right now, like, the anime is much more vicious with, hey, these guys are about to die.
Yep. So yes, so pretty cool. I think this show kind of expands and elaborates on a lot of characters. And of course, I think 2 of the people that gained the most out of this anime compared to a lot of other characters is Karia and Uzuki. Like, I think they got, like, a particularly good spotlight on them in this anime. I know, like, Neku, I know you already liked Karia in particular, right?
I enjoyed Karia's design, and he helped me figure out that lollipops are my favorite candy. But he wasn't, like, a very big player in my head. In the anime, he seems... And apparently people are arguing with me about this because they're like, no, he's still this sassy in the game. I'm like, he seems more sassy here than he was in the games for me. And it's really elevating him as a character very quickly to see him go from, like, I'm just a dude that doesn't want to do his job, to I know way too much and you'll never find out how.
See, I've always loved Karia. And that's what, like, I have to, like, say, like, he was really sassy in the game, and he was this mysterious character that I was always like, what's your business? I want to know more. Why do you know so much? And so they really did a great job at continuing with that in the anime and making it better. I think maybe the sassiness got lost because, like, in the game more so, because you're not hearing it voice acted.
I actually can agree with that. Thinking back on it, he probably had a lot of really good lines, but because they weren't voiced in a very particular way, it may not have come across as sassy as we're seeing now.
Didn't they have voice lines, like, in their boss fight?
Yeah,
they did, but it wasn't like really big important lines.
Yeah,
it was
considering the fact
punches, the fusion attack, etc.
Yeah, considering the fact that, like, I'm asking that question and none of their lines stood out to me to remember, then yeah, that's kind of the point. Yeah, I mean, like, I'm on board with both of you guys. I think like, I know you guys disagree with this, but I think Uzuki's slide is a bit tamer this time around. I feel like maybe it's just because she doesn't do her screaming sprite as much. Because maybe
she doesn't scream as much.
Because in the game, like, she looks like she's ready to rip through.
In the game is screaming.
Yeah, she looks like she's ready to, like, rip through everything all the time.
Her pupils just disappear.
Yeah. But she's a bit more collected, let's say. a lot of time this time. It's also their friendship is I feel like they sell the friendship between the two a bit better. Just showing them in more casual like situations, like hanging out with other Reapers and grabbing food, you know.
Yeah.
So they do a really good job of like establishing their friendship before they stab us in the heart and take it away, Neo.
Yeah, that's still a problem. My big thing about Uzuki right now, and it's really interesting, is the collected version of her feels very much like a mask as intended. But when she gets pissed and she like picks up the phone and she's talking to Kanoishi, and she's like screaming Moshi Moshi, and all of a sudden she realizes it's her boss and she immediately backs down. That was probably the funniest moment in like the last 2 or 3 episodes. I could not stop laughing for a minute.
That whole scene was hilarious.
It was.
But no, she's definitely still a very angry person. It's just she's not allowed to show it as much. I feel like we've lost some scenes with them, but I can't remember because they didn't have a lot of scenes outside of very small character moments involving Beat.
Yeah.
That we have seen, but we haven't got a lot of like direct interaction with them.
We should see some stuff next week in week 3, because there's 2 days where it's just them.
Yep. That's true.
Yep, playing hide and seek. Playing tag and hide and seek. Or hide and seek was Iron Wedge.
If that shows up. Speaking of if it shows up, like there's one of the other missions and strange thing that we didn't see in this episode in particular is we see Beat. We see Reaper Beat in this episode, but not a very key thing that Reaper Beat is heavily associated with. Where is the rhyme noise?
Where's the pink ferret? Square, give me the pink ferret.
We have not seen it once. Like, there's a high possibility that it's just that they've just kept it as a pin this time around instead of like having it be a noise and killing it. But the point still stands that it's not there.
I hope that they bring it back because one of the scenes in week 3 is like day 2, I think, where Konishi comes around and takes the pin. She crushes Rhyme in her noise form, and it was just like heart-wrenching. I was like, you bitch.
Yeah, man, Rhyme really does get the short end of the stick. She was the only character that was killed twice. Well, maybe not the only character, but you know what I mean.
No, the rhyme noise is really getting the weird short end of the stick right now because the noise shows up immediately in the game. Like the second week 2 starts and the first time we see Beat, the squirrel is there.
Yeah.
So this is really weird how they haven't like been building up the fact that Beat has a noise that he's not attacking with.
Yeah, that's true. Something else that's true. Tan boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when now and Sota hit you? Because they're the best. I love them. And the kind of they only get better and better. Like, goddamn, this is the episode where they do the talk. I'm really glad they did not keep the talk out. I know, Mai, you were also really happy about that.
Mm-hmm. It's a very, very important talk for Neku's character, and it was just really cute how they did showed his character, and like the music they were playing. That when he was like going back, he was like, everyone in Shibuya has their differences and their own problems, and then he's like everyone. He talked about Joshua. He's like, maybe he has his reasons too. Kind of.
Maybe kind of. I hope
he does, but they're a mess. But something that I was like, we all were thinking about was, what the heck are their entry fees if it's not each other?
The first thing I thought of when they sat down and they were like, oh, you had your partner as our entry fee. That's so sweet. I stared at them and went, shouldn't you two be each other's entry fees?
Dude, how messed up would it be if Now's entry fee was some other girl? How messed up would that be?
You mean Soda's?
Soda. Damn it. I'm a fake fan. Damn it.
Fake fan.
Damn it.
But it was that moment of thinking about it. I was like, you two are still with each other in the game. You talk about how much you love each other. What's more important than each other that they are your entry fee? I don't understand. I want to know, but I never will.
It could be like his car. You know, it could be.
It could be his car.
Yeah.
My car in Tokyo is the most important thing to me because I can't walk 3 blocks.
Yo, my girlfriend's pretty nice. You know what else is nice? These rims. Like, look at this. Look at the bodywork on this car.
For now, it could just be spray tan.
Yeah. That's the cans of spray tan. Oh, that'd be great. Well, let's not get stuck into hypotheticals. Let's talk about some very real things, such as the very real fangirling that Neku did when he found that Cat was Cat. Well, Hanekoma is Cat. Which is, you know, one of those scenes that I really feel like went better in that was like shown better in the anime than in the game, just because of how the anime is, right, Neku?
Yeah. It invokes the feeling of being a teenager and realizing you were talking to someone you really looked up to and you didn't realize it. And then you start mouthing off, and all of a sudden, when you do realize it, you embarrassed yourself for like 10 minutes straight, and it never leaves your head. It will always be in the back of your mind of, oh, I talked to a celebrity and I talked off to him. It was adorable. It was cringeworthy. It was the best thing out of this episode, in my opinion, for Neku to go, I am such an idiot, when he realized he talked about Cat's philosophy to Cat.
Yeah.
Oh, it was the cutest thing ever. And I just like watching the gears turn in his head when Josh was trying to get it through his head that Cat is Hanekoma, and it's just Neku's like, huh?
Josh does like the most casual thing in the world. Just Cat is Hanekoma, and Neku's just, huh?
Excuse me. It was so good. It was so good. Also, I think it was Alto made a tweet comparing like Shiki's fangirling to Neku's fangirling, and oh, my heart.
Oh, my heart melted when I realized they fangirl in the same goddamn way.
It's so cool. It's so cute. It's so cute. I love it. I love fangirling Neku. It got me really hard.
It made me sad we didn't get it during week 1, and I always remind myself, week 1, he doesn't remember what Cat is. Stop.
That is true. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I didn't think of that. Yeah, you're right. I'm only now realizing that's true. Weird. What else can we talk about in episode 6? The just ridiculous amount of taboo noise. Again, I feel like there's more to say about taboo noise next episode. However, obviously sync to beat taboo noise is accurate. Also, this is probably the one of the Joshua moments I really like, which is him just taking off the power inhibitors and being like, screw this, and then like spears of angels fall from the heavens. I was popping off. I'm sure you were popping off. I was there. I heard you.
I was. Yeah, he does this cool move on the railing. I'm like, oh, look at you go. Since when can you do that? Boy,
since
can't
when
jump,
can you move? Since when can you jump off things?
It's very funny. Just and the feathers that fall when he does the Jesus beams. Oh my.
Yeah, it's a whole thing.
It was probably one of the best framed shots in the anime, in my opinion, because it really sells the fact that he's calling upon a higher power to smite his enemies with angels with spears.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
It's also, the designs of the angels are super queer in the anime, which makes me really happy because I can finally see the stupid cross on their spears.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. No, actually, I noticed that too. Yeah.
Like, as a kid on the DS, I was always wondering if that's what that was, and now I have finally a confirmation 14 years later.
I mean, we're getting a lot of closure. 14 years later, that's not the only piece of closure we're getting.
We have a lot of things to talk about.
We do. One of the other things we need to talk about is this is the episode where Neku finds out that Joshua is still alive. What?
No way.
Nani? Who could have seen this coming?
I
coming. right.
I wish I could have seen it coming in Neku's shoes. The realization that Joshua is still alive makes Neku kind of go over the edge a little bit, and it's really really satisfying for him to once again confront Joshua and go, you're cheating. You don't have the same level of stakes that I do, because if you're playing this game, you don't have like an entry fee. You don't have a problem with this. You're alive. You can still talk to people. You can still do things outside of the game. You don't understand what's going on. And it's a really, really powerful moment for Neku to kind of go, I can't trust you because you never tell me anything and you're lying to my face constantly.
Yeah. Really, he's really just trying to challenge the whole, like, trust your partner thing. That's the whole point of this in the game too. It's just really like testing the line of trusting your partner and how hard he's gonna stick by Hanakoma's words.
It's one of those things where I think about it, and it's the lesson for week 2 is blind trust is bad.
Yeah.
Like, trusting people is a good thing, but absolute blind trust just because you think that you can trust them is a bad idea and a bad thing to do. That's what it feels like the week 2 synopsis is.
What did it feel like to you, Mai?
Well, I mean, at the end, I mean, obviously it's a whole different situation with Joshua because he has superior motives, ulterior motives. But you know, I mean, we'll talk about it in episode 7 of the anime that, you know, he didn't trust his partner, and Neku feels guilty about that. But we'll talk about that more in a bit.
We sure will. So, of course, Joshua gives the lowest blow, not even below the belly. This is below the ankles. That's how low this blow is of him taunting Neku by saying, "You know what? You know what? I want to hear it out of your mouth, Mai. I want you. This is your favorite character. I want you to say it. I want you to tell me what this man told Neku."
Yeah, well, he said, "Are you gonna kill me like you tried to kill Shiki?" And then I was like, "Oh, that's."
And yet you still out here pre-ordering figures. You're still putting down money on this man.
Hasn't gotten announced. Excuse me, I haven't ordered anything.
It's not the point. It's not the merch section yet. We'll get to that.
Yeah, is it bad that I just kind of was like, "Oh, Joshua"? I just laughed at that. I was like, "That's a low blow." Oh no.
You laughed? You are disqualified from this point. You can no longer comment on this point. Neku, talk to me. Please bring back some sanity into this podcast. I'm asking nicely.
Oh, since you asked so nicely. The implication of that line and Joshua's entire thing during this week is, I have been watching you for a long time. And to poke that button after everything they've been through, it just really goes to show how much Josh does not care about Neku's progression as a person. He just wants him to win so he can erase Shibuya. He really doesn't care at all.
Yeah. It's very interesting. But yes. That in essence was episode 6. Definitely one of the better episodes this week, in my opinion. We had some cool stuff. I feel like there was kind of a the beginning half of this week was only okay. But it definitely begins to get better from here between this episode and the next episode. What about you guys? How did you feel about this episode, Mai?
Well, I really like this episode. And because I just really love the Now and Soda scene a lot for the most part. And obviously there is the stuff with Joshua at the end. But I just there's just so many good moments in this that I was just waiting to see with Neku fanboying, and like I said earlier, I love the confrontation right after the memories are returned in the beginning of the episode. So it's just a very strong episode to me. And I was laughing constantly through it, especially with Beat, Uzuki, and Karia.
when Karya just picked up Beat with telekinesis and said,
Yeah.
Johnny, I was like, wow, what a power move.
And that was that. I was cracking up. Mind you, I was in the car during this episode, so my parents were just like, "Shut up."
It's a good thing we have to rewatch it every week.
Yeah. Holy damn. But yes, Neku, did you have any comments about this episode before we move on?
This was probably one of the better paced episodes we've had in a while, honestly. This is a very good episode that shows a lot of character, which I'm very, very happy about. Outside of, you know, Joshua torturing my boy, I have no words. Honestly, it was just a pretty good episode in my opinion. Outside of Neku getting PTSD for later.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, and with that, I think that's everything we need to discuss about episode 6 of the anime. I'm sorry if these are a bit more brief than before. We're just this is a bit of a busy week. I had hubris is a funny thing because earlier this I had other plans. I had plans for this episode, and then literally all the news came out all at once, as it usually does, which is usually a very good thing. You know, we've always wanted this level of news for Lens with You, but of course it's only happening now when we're running a podcast and trying to fit it into a bi-weekly schedule, because of course it is. Would you believe we actually decided to do it bi-weekly because we didn't think we'd have enough news to run a weekly podcast? How wrong!
And then we shot ourselves in the foot by curling the monkey's paw.
Yep. However, we did not shoot ourselves in the foot with this new OP that came out. We have finally the Neo The World Ends With You opening was released last week on, when was it released?
The 13th?
Yeah,
Yes,
13th to 14th. Yeah, so that's I don't know what that was. That was like a,
Last Thursday, I think?
I think so.
I think it was a Thursday, yeah.
It was right before I left, so it was Thursday. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, it was Friday morning for me. So yeah, it was Thursday night and the day revealed it. Let's take a quick look at it here. I will not be playing the audio from it because for reasons you can go and watch the audio yourself. But I really like this opening. There's a couple of things in this opening that I kind of want to discuss, which I'm quickly gonna pass by, and I'm gonna ask you guys for your opinions on them. Specifically, actually, something that's already shown up is over here. It's seeming increasingly apparent from particularly this opening that these are our three main characters. So these are the main dudes, and then like it unfortunately, much to my dismay, my heart bleeds to inform you this, but this gives me the feeling that Sho is a temporary party member. It's both this and also the fact that Sho is nowhere to be seen during the Neku scene in the release date trailer. I don't know what you guys think about that theory.
I honestly agree with you based on watching the opening a few times. The three main characters have basically their team introduction with all three of them on the screen, and then Sho doesn't have any sort of intro for a good 30-40 seconds, and he actually has a wolf running across the screen before he shows up, like a lone wolf. Symbolism, ha 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 ha. So based on this and on the interviews we might be talking about, I think we're gonna have more than just 3 or 4 party members.
Yeah, well, I mean, Nomura all but confirmed that, right? Before that, he said like
in the recent interview, it has been confirmed.
Yeah, he basically said like I can't say anything, but you're gonna have more than 4. And that made me super happy for multiple reasons. First of all, from a gameplay perspective, that's amazing. That means that we're probably gonna have more than 4 pins we can control at a time, that's all I really wanted, and that's what I was mainly kind of worried about, that we wouldn't have enough pins to play around with. So I'm now happy in that regard. And also the fact that that means that we could have more characters coming. Like, there's a possibility that like their names escape me at the moment, but like the 3 other teams that we saw in the trailer, like those members could be joining Wicked Twisters as well? Question mark.
Fuya, Kanon, and Matoi of the other teams. I agree with you, but I'm not 100% sold on it because we haven't seen them interact outside of like small text blurbs.
I mean, it's definitely like a hard reach, right?
Yeah.
I don't know, Mai, how do you feel about that?
I don't know. They really aren't showing us a lot of what's gonna happen in this game, and that's good.
It's really good. It's better marketing than sometimes what Nintendo does.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just to kind of jump back to stuff with Show. He does seem like he's just gonna be like a temporary. I mean, they said that he literally just forces himself into the group, basically. But I really hope that they do give him a story.
Yeah.
Because that's my biggest thing with Show is that I love how chaotic he is, but there just isn't really much to his character other than chaos, and I want there to be more.
Okay, Mrs. Show Shallow. I see how it is.
We don't have any of his backstory. We don't have anything. He's very close.
We don't have any of his backstory yet.
I know. I'm saying I want it, so you should just be happy that I actually have interest.
Oh, okay. All right then.
I kind of agree with her there, my dude. You don't need to grill her about being interested in Show's backstory.
Okay, I guess she's interested, guys. Okay. All right. Okay.
Hey, I just want to say I've never said I hated Show. I don't.
You didn't. You did not. To be fair.
You guys are the ones that say you hate Joshua.
I've definitely been caught several times on tape saying how much I hate Joshua. So you know what?
I never said I hate Joshua. I said I hate what he did to Neku.
You know what?
Fair.
Point to Mai is what I'm saying. You know, I'll concede that one. Also, I'll concede the fact I'm only now noticing in the back of Nagi's backpack. That's a dude. That's not a girl. I originally thought that was a girl pop star or something, but no, that's a dude. That's like a male pop star or some description.
The popular theory I'm seeing all over the internet is that's the new Prince, the new AGOG.
That's probably a fair assumption.
He really reminds me of Show, to be honest, with the hair and the yellow eyes.
Yeah. He also wields a sword, which is, you know.
Well, if you look closer on the backpack, there is a character portrait there, and I don't think that Show's design. I think it's just a new Prince character.
Yeah.
What if it shows nobody?
No, get out. Let me boot you out of here.
It's all good. And obviously we get these great designs. By the way, this is obviously like how the cutscenes are gonna look. I'm pretty okay with it. I'm pretty okay with this look for the character designs. For the cutscenes. I like it. I'm into it.
We're putting money into our series, thank the Lord.
Yeah.
I mean, just look at the amount of merch.
Yeah, we're gonna get there.
Oh, we sure will. Of course, I'm gonna keep this muted for the sake of, not getting sued. Also,
they did put all of the new brands on the screen, but we couldn't read all of them.
Oh, did they? Oh, is that what that was in the back?
That's what that weird text flipping was.
Okay. You know what? As much as I want to frame by frame that and see all of them,
we're not doing that right now.
I don't think we have the time, but feel free to do that, guys, if you want to. Like, I know there's like, yeah, actually there they are. Yeah, there's a bunch of them. We're being teased yet again.
The one thing that really stood out to me in the trailer was the rewind and dive mechanics being shown off in the trailer, which we know what rewind does. Remind, not rewind. Dive, we don't know much about. We've seen it in a couple of interviews, but we'll figure it out, I guess.
We'll figure it out. Also, there's a sneak peek at some of the pins that are going to be in the game. Presumably.
There's definitely Jupiter the Monkey. There's definitely still unbranded. Like, I think all of the old brands are returning, from what I can tell.
Mm-hmm.
Are they all returning? Because like I have spotted, like, I know Jupiter the Monkey is definitely coming back. I don't know. I don't know if any of the other brands are coming back. Honestly, have we seen any of the other ones coming back?
I've seen some other ones in screenshots.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Maybe I'm just okay. Fair enough. And then traffic light. The one thing is that this I like this trailer. I like this opening a lot. I can kind of understand people who say that this is a bit of a sensory overload because it does. There's a lot of flash and lights.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people were saying this is taking over other fandoms' sense of style, and I was like, this is really good, but it's an overload of things on the screen sometimes.
It's a lot. Yeah, there's a lot here. Like there's graffiti style here. There's the clean style. There's a lot. There's a lot going on here. Also, Show does a kick. I would just like to point out that Show does a pretty sick kick. Look at him go. Whoosh.
He two frames a bird.
He does two frame a bird. Oh, there she is.
Literally on the ground, in the air, foot in the air. 2 frames. That's it.
I want to talk about this.
This guy, yeah.
I really want to talk about. So there's a couple of things with this. First of all, Xander Mobius is voice acting Kubo over here. That's a big deal. Because Xander Mobius is, of all the people, no disrespect to any of the VAs there, but he's one of the like higher profile VAs that are on this project. Especially for what seemed like a secondary character from the trailer. But the fact that he shows up here alongside Neku and Sho and Shiba and the main trio, that means something. I think this guy's probably sorry, Xander Mobus. Sorry, my bad. Xander Mobus. Sorry, I should pronounce things correctly. Xander Mobus. I just saw the name there. Thank you for correcting me. But yeah, like him showing off is somewhat significant. Am I right, Mai? Or am I right?
It's very weird that yeah. I'm very curious about what's going on with him because freaking new Konishi isn't there.
Yeah.
He might be the Koneshi to Shiba, because I think he's a Shinjuku Reaper. I remember, did we read that in one of the interviews?
Yes, he is. No, it was in the trailer. He's a Shinjuku Reaper, yeah.
Yeah, all the Reapers are Shinjuku.
We still have Karya and Uzuki, so not all of them are Shinjuku Reapers.
Oh, I said all the new ones.
Yeah. The biggest question we have in our heads right now is, how are these Shinjuku Reapers going to be important? And my initial theory was they're trying to destroy Shibuya like they destroyed Shinjuku. That's my current running theory. Outside of that, I got nothing on why they're so damn important right now.
Yeah. The one thing I will mention, though, is that there is a fan theory that I saw online that said that Kubo's skin tone is almost the exact same skin tone as Sho's skin tone, which some people are saying that they might be related. Like, Kubo might be his dad or something? Which...
That'd be hilarious.
That'd be very interesting if that is the case.
If Kubo's a high-ranking Reaper, I could see the theory working out because of how powerful Sho is and how young he is.
Yeah. But what does that mean for Sho? Did he run away from home?
I could see Sho running away from home.
Yeah.
There's no question there. I could absolutely see him going, I can't do this here. Bye.
Yeah.
Goes and dies in Shibuya.
But yeah. Oh, interesting stuff. Overall, of course, here's our boy. Our very scrambly boy. I don't know what the scramble means.
I cannot wait to find out what that means, because Square is very good at producing trailers that all have meaning inside of them. I want to know, what have you done to my boy?
What have you done? He also looks like a Reaper. I'm sticking with that. He's disguising as a Reaper here. Concluded.
Yeah, I've seen like 2 fan theories. One being that maybe he gets erased, and I'm like, no, that's not. No, please don't. And 2 is that he just does. It's at least in my opinion, he just doesn't belong there. Maybe it's showing that he really doesn't belong there, and that he's, you know, kind of infiltrating or something. I don't know what's going on with Neku at all. No one does.
The theory I've been running in my head personally is Neku's been trapped in the UG for 3 years.
Yeah.
Because a new day is going to tie to Neo because Coco's there.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of has to.
Yep.
So I wonder if he's been trapped in the underground for 3 years. That would be a nightmare scenario, though.
Yeah. I also agree with that. That is my own headcanon too. Well, my theory.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking happened too. I don't know what else could have possibly happened.
Poor boy.
Unless he did some time skip shenanigans.
This poor boy cannot escape the underground for more than 2 months before he gets thrown back in.
And
Nope.
it really is Joshua's fault too. Because
Yes!
yeah.
Sure is.
I'm sure that Joshua didn't mean for Neku to become a person of interest in the entire underground.
Mhm.
See, he didn't mean for it to happen, and then it happened, and he didn't take responsibility. This is still his fault.
Mhm.
Who knows what's going on with Josh? I still think he's.
Who I should point out, not in this trailer. I'm just gonna point that out. 1 point for Team Show. Show shows up in this opening and the trailer. No Joshua to be seen.
Because they're not showing the entire game.
Okay, yeah. You know what? I hope that helps you sleep.
I'll genuinely be
I
so
hope it helps you
confused.
sleep.
I'll
Wow.
be genuinely so confused if Joshua and Hanakoma don't come back in the end of this game. I'll also be sad, but I'll just be confused.
I would be very confused considering the Shibuya Reapers game is being messed with, and it's their job to keep it on track.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why my leading theory is that Josh and Hanakoma got arrested by the higher plane.
I could see Hanakoma getting arrested because of the secret reports, but I'm not sure if Josh is aware.
I don't know. I think that he knows that Hanakoma betrayed him and also knows that he's done bad. So
I agree with that.
Messed
But
up.
either way, we have a problem here.
Yeah.
Neku was trapped. That's my fan theory.
Yeah. Let's move on here. Or there is we still need time to talk about other things. So let's see what else is happening here. Holding something's hand or running through and doing something. Oh, he's not holding something's hand. He's holding a pin. I guess that's him running through time? Question mark. Oh.
I guess because he does have the ability to change fate. We've seen that in a few different screenshots.
Yep. And explicitly show it in the opening too. Here's Shiba just being really jank.
Shiba being Shiba, raining chaos upon Shibuya.
And here's the one
girl.
frame that destroyed every person in this goddamn fandom's soul. Like, have you seen how many goddamn memes there are of her after this?
I run the subreddit, dude. You think I haven't seen 30 of them posted in 30 seconds?
At least.
I don't think I have, actually, because I haven't been on the Reddit.
I saw a number of them on Twitter, and then I saw a number of them on the subreddit. It was
from different people.
Insane.
From different people, I should point out. My favorite one, by the way, is I saw one where it's like one door, which is like door to church, which is empty, and then door to Ashoka, and it's like lines out the building. Pretty good. Cracked me up. So, yeah, she's she exists. She's pretty all right. She smiles for once. I don't think that's
He's also wearing all Gatito Nero.
Sure is. Yeah. I'm really curious to see how. Hey, that kind of looks like your hood, Mai. Did you steal it?
I stole the idea of it.
Okay.
I saw the hoodie design for my spread online. I was like, I need to make this into Mr. Mew.
Yeah, honestly, it's a really good idea.
It looks really good. Once again, Floral Laurel, thank you so much for all the hard work.
Thank you.
We were very interesting clients to work with, apparently.
Okay. So, shows you the phone. Check out my games on my phone. We go into this. Hold on. So what does that say? Because I never checked. What does it say behind him there?
Remind.
Remind.
It's his power.
Gotcha. Okay, so this was confirmed in an interview, right?
Yeah,
And then
this is
Dive.
literally in the next interview, and Dive, I think, was in a different interview that we skimmed.
Okay. I don't know what the hell this is, but it's happening.
It's showing you what they
real
do.
good.
It's reminding someone and seeing their true emotions.
Okay. Well, yeah. Like, whatever they're doing it really hard. Actually, there's hearts down there, so I guess her power has something to do with. So top one is ideas, so like that's kind of like Fret's thing. The bottom thing is emotions, like changing their emotions or something. I don't know.
I think it's just seeing their true emotions.
Yeah, it's hard speculation hour out here.
Heart.
Here's my boy looking around, lost boy, sleepy boy. We're getting this, and then we're get Shiba just using earthquake.
Shiba losing his goddamn mind.
So there's something interesting here, right? Because is this or like this looking at the sky stuff? This reminds me a lot of the end of Final Remix. Like this specifically.
The inversing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I feel like this has something to do with that.
Yeah. If Shibuya gets inversed as well, oh no.
That would be a problem.
Yep.
Because there's inversion and then there's also erasure. So that inversion is, I think, when the noise also appear in the RG, and I have a feeling that might happen to Shibuya. I just hope it doesn't get erased like Shinjuku ended up.
We can only hope for so long.
Because
once again, everyone, 2 months before we finally get answers.
Soon, it's so close. And then there's my pen, my hand is burning. And then big flash, and then it was all a dream. I shouldn't have Snickers before bed. And there's the kid. I really like these designs, by the way. I like that everybody's design is super different, which is
there's actually a reason for that.
Yeah, I was about to mention that. You know what, Neki, you bring it up because I think you read that interview a bit more thoroughly than I did. So
in a GameSpot article that came out, which was fairly short, but actually had a lot of really good detail in it, it is revealed that the 3 main characters were all designed by different people. Tetsuya Nomura designed Rindo, Kobayashi-san designed Fret, and a new team member who asked to be unnamed in the interview designed Nagi. That's why they all look so different.
Yes, it's honestly a really cool idea to just keep them looking distinct, to get people design them. Like, it's really cool. I like it a lot. Then there he is, ready to go to the blockbusters.
I cannot wait to hear all of these people in English.
Yep. And then the 27th of July, the day we're all waiting for.
The day we're all going to die.
Crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like, it's already crazy enough that the anime is halfway through, more than halfway through.
Yep.
And
we have finished the first volume.
That's crazy.
Yes. Believe it or not, we're only halfway through the stuff we get through the episode. Isn't that cool? Okay.
I mean, I can speed run the news articles.
Not speed run, but not exactly a walk in the park. Give me your speed walking, Neku. Speed walk me through these 2 interviews that happened over the last 2 weeks.
So the big thing that was really confirmed in the GameSpot interview was Rindo and Fred do know each other before the game. A lot of people were theorizing that from the original Countdown trailer where Fred was texting Rindo, but we have actual confirmation. Thank you.
Sorry, you're gonna have to say that again. Sorry, you are gonna have to say that again.
Did I cut out again?
No, it's just my headphone. I like moved my hand and I yanked the cable out of my headphones because I'm a professional.
Oh. Rindo and Fret are confirmed to be friends in the game, which is nice to have direct confirmation.
Yes.
The one thing that Nomura said, because Nomura can't keep his mouth shut, and I think everyone knows this, is you will end up being able to control a good number of characters at the same time.
Poggers.
We will probably have more than 4 people at once.
Hoggerinos. I love that. I love that a lot. I like in that. Like from a gameplay perspective, I'm hyped, and also from a story perspective, I'm hyped. Maya, are you hyped?
I'm
As hard
hyped.
as I'm hyped. I'm also hyped. I'm glad we could agree on this.
Here's a quick fun question. Out of the other teams, who do you want to join the Twisters at some point?
Can we have a second show? Can we have 2 shows at the same team, please?
No.
In fact, can we get rid of Rendo, get rid of Nagi, get rid of Fred? It's just all show, please and thank you.
You want to just put Kubo in there? It's close enough.
Okay, that's just a low blow. All right, you didn't have to do that to me.
I want Kanan. Her design school.
You want Kanon? Okay, that's actually she is really, really good and really, really pretty. And all I can really say.
Yeah.
So, moving on to the second interview, which was
sorry.
Gamer.
Sorry, I would like to say I imagine she probably will be. Like, I imagine he's like super like design characters. I imagine we'll probably make it on the team in some capacity.
I think almost everyone's gonna be rotating in and out.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see. There's another thing that kind of confuses me about that, but we'll see. Just move on for now. I think we'll have to talk about that later.
All good. The 4Gamer interview actually gave us a lot. Well, like a lot. We got character profiles for 5 different people. We got explanations of certain systems returning. We got new brands confirmed. We had an explanation of what Remind does. So let's kind of go one at a time real quick. Suzukichi and Tsugumi, also known as Hype-chan, are part of the Ruin Bringers.
Hold on a second.
Suzukichi.
Neku, give me a...
Hey, if you're watching this on the podcast, I totally didn't forget to show the article as how he was talking about it. Okay? It was totally on screen the entire time.
Sorry. I had to it was just between me and the podcast watchers, okay? For that one.
Understood.
Don't check the YouTube. Don't. Hey. Trust me on this one. Don't check.
Hey, if you're watching on YouTube, please DM us at Cooper's Match.
I'm sorry, I interrupted. Please continue.
You're just fine. Suzukichi and Tsugumi are the Ruin Bringers, which we already knew. The things they expanded on with Suzukichi is he's a very black and white person. There's no gray area with him. And the thing that I found really weird is he has a very high-pitched voice and speaks like a young boy. What they mean by that in Japanese is instead of saying watashi wa, ore wa, kore wa, stuff like that, he says boku wa, which is like very young man speak.
Mm-hmm.
Which is really weird considering how big this dude is.
Mm-hmm.
Tsugumi, the only thing that really brought to the table that was different was they confirmed that the Mr. Mew that she has was created before Gatsonero became really, really big in Shibuya. So the fan theory of Mr. Mew coming from Shiki is still valid currently.
Interesting.
Anyone have any comments?
She's okay.
Look, man, she's tortured me enough. Like this woman has tormented me more than I could possibly imagine. Nothing. She could be giving money to charity on a weekly basis, and that still wouldn't heal my wounds. All right. Do you have any idea of the pain and confusion you've caused me? I'm over here in limbo, wondering whether the sequel is coming or not, and she's just looking at me with her dead eyes. What do you want me to do?
Speaking of her, actually, you might not want to be mad at her, because apparently she's a psych genius.
I take it back, she's my favorite character.
The way they said it in the interview with a very rough translation is she is seemingly unstoppable against other players. Like, they can't beat her at all.
No wonder Neku steps in. Because he's the other psych genius.
Yeah, he's the only other psych genius that's been confirmed in this series.
Interesting.
Moving on from Miss Robot. Fuya from Deep River Society. He is apparently super duper timid, which you can kind of see very easily in a sprite.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing they mentioned in this interview that's really interesting to me is the line, "He's a strong leader who has never quit the Reapers game."
Oh.
You can quit the Reapers game?
Oh, what?
No, like that's a genuine question.
Wait,
it
that's
literally says
actually-
in the interview he has never chosen to quit the game.
Huh. Is this okay? That could mean a lot of things, actually.
Yeah,
that
opens a lot of doors.
I just have question marks floating above my head right now.
Does that mean that this is the Reaper's game easy mode, in which you can just pop in and out as you please? Like
Because
thinking back to when we first got the first trailer for Neo, we had crap. Her name just escaped me. Gatsunero hoodie. What's her name?
Shoka.
Thank you. Shoka directly says, "Oh, you're in here now. Now I have to register you for the Reapers game." Is it possible that the inversing has already started and people are being pulled into the Reapers game if they see noise? And they're forced to participate until they choose to die?
Oh. See, that might be the case. I think that if they just come in like my big theory with Fret and Rindo, is that they got pulled in through the UG by touching pins.
That is also a very scary possibility.
Mm-hmm.
Like imagine just picking up a pin off the sidewalk going, "Oh, this looks cool." All of a sudden somebody walks up to you with pitch black wings. "Hey, you have to go fight for your life."
Oh no. What the heck is the world
that's
come
super
to?
interesting. That could mean a lot of things, actually. That could mean a lot of things.
It's scary. That's why when I first read this, I kind of paused for a minute. And I went, wait, what?
Okay.
If there's only supposed to be two ways out of the Reaper's game: dying or winning, and become
Or becoming a Reaper.
Or become a Reaper. There's a third option.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, but you have to win in order to become a Reaper.
It makes me think back to Neku's situation of Megumi going, "You can only participate 3 times. You have to stop after this one. This is your last game."
Well, no, that was just a consequence. That was
I think Fuya might be like the opposite of that. Of he can't win, so he's been stuck in the game for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Or he's been winning, but just not given the option to leave or something.
I guess, or maybe he's like winning. He's like, nah, I don't want to go back to life. I'll just play again. I'll play for the rest of my life. Cool, sounds fun.
Those are all the really interesting theories.
Okay.
Next up is Kanon, who is part of the Varia Beauties. Her bio was pretty short, actually. She's very gentle and bewitching based on her design. And she explains the rules of the game, but has a cunning side when it comes to war. I think she's going to be more of a support player who will stab us in the back based on what I read.
Yeah, I often accidentally pick those kind of characters when I see them first.
Yeah.
I ain't
She actually, out of the new characters I've seen outside of the main trio, she probably is my favorite design. She just looks really, really good.
Really rad. I mean, yeah, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I'm not like, now that I'm seeing her full body portrait, I'm not huge on the shoes. That's the only thing I'm kind of iffy on. I'm not huge on the shoes, but everything else I like a lot.
I'm a big fan of paint on any part of your body. So seeing it on the pants initially got me interested, and then it explained that she's very cunning in war. And I'm like, if you're going to be a very big power player in the Reapers game, I can't wait to see what you do. That's where I'm coming from.
Yeah, that's fair.
Moving on, or any other comments?
I don't think there's much to say. I think it's just she looks cool. Like her design is pretty good.
Then next up is Matoi, who is the leader of the Pure Hearts. You can only assume his personality based on the team name. He is an incredibly positive and pure person. He apparently doesn't like to lie. He is also very business centric. He uses business terms when he talks to help explain things. And that's really it. Like, he's a very simple character. I have to wonder what they're going to do with him.
Mm-hmm.
Make him a psychopath. That's just what
Make him a
does.
psychopath. Oh Lord.
Like give him like a split personality. I mean, this is Square Enix we're talking about. Do you think they wouldn't?
No, I can agree with that. The one thing I actually forgot to write down after going over the character portraits is they do confirm with the screenshots in the interview that these teams are not just one person. They are multiple people. We only really interact directly with the leaders, is what it kind of looks like.
Gotcha.
Because if you go to like Kanon's section, you can see 2 of her team members in the screenshots talking about Kanon, and that's really about it.
Yeah. I mean, I really like his. I mean, he has an Apple Watch on, which surely confirms that he's evil in some way.
Capitalist.
Capitalism. But yes.
So moving on to the system of the game itself. The fashion system is back. Who likes bravery grinding?
Can we get claps? Can we get
Yay! Not capitalism. The fashion system is back, which means bravery grinding is most likely going to be back, which means I hope to God these guys like hamburgers.
It also, dude, but in this game it's called sense. You have a good fashion sense.
If it's not called bravery again, I'm gonna be very disappointed.
I don't think so. They
Yeah.
briefly showed it in like screenshots of them eating food and stuff in English.
That's
and
true.
It's not.
Mm-hmm.
It's called style this time around, which is really sad because I really liked like the reasoning of he is only allowed to wear a full Santa costume in March because he's brave enough to do it. Like I really like that canon.
It's
Yeah,
really
that's great.
funny. Like wearing all Mus Radis for week 2, day 7 was like you had to grind bravery to even get past that mission. Oh Lord. Past the fashion system, the shop system does return. And it does a couple of things for us. One, we finally get to see Sho happy when he's eating food.
Yeah. Where is he?
There's actually
Where's
a
my
screenshot
boy?
The four sit down for a meal, and they actually have Sho smiling. It's further down.
The memes that came
Sho
from
apparently
that.
has a sweet tooth. He likes ice cream.
Where's my boy?
Keep going.
Where's my
Keep going.
But
Keep
there's
going.
cool shit.
There you go.
There he is. Look at him. Look at him go.
So it does seem like food, when it's given, still gives us unique sprites, which is really, really cool. Based on this screenshot, this is a running thing in my head of you can only eat when you go into a restaurant. You can't eat in the field anymore.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah, which means they also probably got rid of the bite system.
Yep.
Huh. Yeah, I mean, go ahead.
Just something. Yeah, it makes sense because I know in Japan they have rules about eating. Just like more like etiquette, where if you have food, you shouldn't like eat and walk. You should like sit down and eat.
Yeah, it's a frowned upon thing where you shouldn't eat and travel. Essentially, you don't want to be a burden to other people. But that's really about it. Above that screenshot, which if Ahmed ever decides to look away from his boy smiling, you
No,
see 3 different brands. You see Tigray Punk and you see 2 new brands, which is really cool. We get Top Top or Topo Topo and then Jolly Beat. Tigray Punks is confirmed to return, which apparently everyone's sipping over the shopkeep.
Everyone's sitting over all the shopkeepers.
I mean, they're like people. Oh, sorry, there they are. Yeah, Tapo. Yeah. Okay, there's a. Why did they make Shadow the Hedgehog into a shopkeeper? Actually, hold up.
Because Tigray Punks is literally a punk brand.
You know what? Fair enough. I love this UI though. Hold up.
It's really good. Like the UI is super clean.
Holy crap. It's the VIP system's back. Yeah, you still have to like level up with. Yeah, I'm so happy about that. Let's go.
And then the other two screenshots are Topo Topo and Jollybeat, which are similar to like Sheep Heavenly, and I forget what Topo Topo is like. I don't have the. I'm not a good podcast, or I don't have the interview pulled up, so I can look at it myself.
Actually, you know what? I got you. Hold on, fam. I got you, fam. Let's do this. Let's do this? Question mark. Let's.
Yeah, Topo Topo is more like Sheep Heavenly, and Jollybeat is kind of a cross between Gatito and Lolita for me when I look at it. But yeah, the VIP system is back, which is great because we actually get to see the food people talk about things, or not the food people, the shopkeepers talk to you again in their head, which was one of my favorite things ever.
Yeah, dude, I love that. I love that that's back. I'm so happy that's back. Maya, how do you feel about that?
I just like, I'm excited for Rundo to get hit on by all these shopkeepers.
Yep. Who here remembers the medical lady from freaking Pork City?
I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. It's like Tata Kami all over again.
Yep, that's Tower Records that we're looking at right now, which is just buying BGMs and listening to them as you please. So Tower Records is the same exact thing. And this was just a pin shop. Brave and Ambitious is the shop name, I guess. And it's just a pin shop.
It's just money laundering, apparently.
Yeah, you can just buy yen.
Interesting. That's very
also, it is
cool.
very nice to have Tower Records confirmed to actually be Tower Records, just like in the trailer.
Yeah.
Because TWEWY Records was the problem with the original games. They couldn't get the rights to use Tower Records.
Yes.
I have a soft spot for TWEWY Records, though. But,
I can agree with that. But also seeing the actual Tower Records in the game is it's really cool to me.
I just noticed something weird.
What's up?
First of all, the pins look great. I will say that. They already look pretty damn fantastic. I like this one on the right a lot. However, I want to talk about these two pins in the middle for a second. Because you can't buy them, not because you don't have the money, but because they're already equipped? Question mark?
I think it's because you've already bought them and it shows you where you equip them. I have a feeling this guy will only sell you very specific pins on very specific time frames, and if you already have it, it shows you that.
Or you're only allowed to have one of the regular attack pins.
It'd make collecting easier.
It'd make
100%ing this game easier.
But I mean, also, it was like, are we going to get pin evolution back in that case? That's what I'm thinking.
I'd be surprised if they took it out, considering how good of a system it was previously, outside of like mingle points. Please don't do mingle points. I swear to God, the PS can't do it. The PS4 can't travel without legs.
I know we have Street Pass now, but please, God, no. Don't do it. I know you want to.
The only other thing in this interview that was really of note is they kind of confirmed what Remind does. It's a specific fret power that reminds people of things via a mini game. That's literally what Remind does.
Yes, it does. There it is. I got it. I have this.
You kind of put everything together and it helps the person remember what's going on. So it allows you to traverse and go through things in a different fashion. It's basically just a puzzle mini game. It's Reaper's Creepers, but with fret.
Reaper's Fretters?
I hate that. I hate it.
Oh
no. Reaper's Fretters. It will now forever be known as Reaper's Fretters.
Reaper's Fretters. Oh, Lord. Also, I do like the screenshot of how Fret is standing. He actually looks really, really good. I like this sprite look here.
I like it too. I like it a lot. Fret in general is like shaping up to be like one of my favorite characters. He seems super energetic.
He reminds me of Beat, He really does, because apparently his power is just reminding people of things, which sounds like such a beat thing to do, considering what happens in week 3.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so moving right along.
That's really it, outside of just showing off other pins, which the descriptions didn't really tell me much. And seeing the effect on the screen doesn't really tell you much. We'll just experience it in the game, in my opinion.
It's just a description of just the design of the pin and doesn't tell you actually what it actually does.
It gives you a brief description, but the translator doesn't do much, and I can't fully translate it yet.
Okay, that's fair enough. I mean, yeah, like this seems to be a regular projectile one. This seems to be like one that traps. I feel like the trapping ones were gonna be super cool because like the whole point of this game's combat system is to combine the effective pins together.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like this one is gonna be particularly powerful.
You know what's going to be really interesting? If they make a pin based on the pins we picked for the contest.
Ooh, Square Enix, I know you're here. You know you're listening. I know you're
Square
listening. I don't.
Square Enix, please.
Hit me up.
Outside of that, that's the whole interview, which was a lot.
That is a lot, and that's a lot of good stuff. Like, there's a lot of really cool stuff that they showed off in this. Yeah, no, that's honestly super cool. Like, I really enjoyed that. Like, it's also interesting, like, because like I skimmed it, but I didn't look very deep into it until now. So you're getting like my raw reactions to a lot of stuff. How do you feel about Amai?
I must have skimmed it too because I don't remember some of this stuff, or it was just a while ago. So,
Yeah.
I'm really excited about all this stuff. Yeah.
I try to read as deep as possible when it comes to this game. I feel like I am only learning about the world that's with you now.
Yeah, seriously. The more you learn, the more you realize you know nothing.
There's just so much crap happening with this game, and there's so much more stuff we have to talk about.
Including, but not limited to, ladies and gentlemen, can I welcome you back to your favorite game show and mine? Square Enix releases new merch that we can't afford.
Yay!
We did it. It's back, baby. It's merch time.
There's so much merch. My God.
There's so much merch. There's so much merch. I feel like we're just gonna have to describe this in noises. You know, we're just gonna have to grunt like on all the stuff we can't buy.
It's mostly just, hey, this is what this is, and move on. We're actually running out of time again.
You know, that's a good point. All right, what the one word responses? Here we go. First time. Love it. Cool.
Gimme. This is the greetings of this is the greeting sheeples of Shibuya shirt, which I think there's 2 separate designs for. I'm not sure if it's like a front and a back or just a front, but it's a really cool shirt with Fret, Nagi, Rendo, Shoka, and Minamimoto on it.
God damn it, Shoka shows up again. Is she a main character or not? No. Next merch. Next merch. We don't have time for this. Yo, eating food. There's an official
Rakuten, The World That's With You, the animation food collaboration. If you live in Japan, have fun, go buy a burger, or else I can't do that right now.
Okay, can in honor of this moment, can we all recite off our favorite food lines from the game?
It's edible.
Food's food.
To the chef.
I knew you would. Next one. I'm not gonna dwell on it.
Kill me.
A lot of freaking Gatsito Nero based Mr. Mew merchandise. A lot of them, like wallets, sandals, more wallets, hats, pins, wallets, sandals, pins. I'm losing my mind.
There's so
coin
much.
Pouch, a hat with custom new pins that I want the pins more than the hat.
Oh, and the soundtrack. The soundtrack has officially been confirmed here too.
I love Mr. Mew, and then they put out all this stuff that I can't afford.
Like, we're gonna have to work on that later. And then some of the older merch is also on this page that we don't have to worry about right now. Moving on.
I will take 7 of the slippers, though. I will do that.
Those look super comfy. Not even
next piece of merch. They did another one of these. So Square Enix already has a figure that's like this that you can buy, but it's also like 80 euros. But this is a different version that's for the anime, I guess.
Hey, guess what? It's the same price. It's like $90.
But we can't afford merchandise.
Yeah, this is the Bring Arts Neku figure specifically for the animation. It's actually branded for the animation. There's not much different pieces in it, but there's like a lightning hand, a flame hand, a 2-pin hand, a glowy hand, the faces. It's a Bring Arts figure.
They only showed the fact he has 2 pins once in the game, and then they're showing it off every time in that. Next piece of merch. I'm not gonna get mad about it. I don't have time. Necklace.
I want the necklace so bad, but those are
who likes pure
pins.
silver necklaces of Mr. Mew hanging off a chain that costs 230 USD?
I sure do.
But yeah, these are actually like pure sterling silver.
Look at it.
Yeah, these are pure sterling silver. They're like 230 USD for English, and like I think it's like 250 euro or something like that. It's nuts.
I really want it. I really want it.
Moving on from the game show.
Look, oh, you can also get the goddamn cat. Why is it? How expensive is? Give me the
I told you it's 200 USD.
Hats. It's 200.
Those necklaces, they're sterling silver. They're 200 plus.
Oh, excellent. Good. Okay. We got cat hats. Cat hats? Hats.
Gatto Nero hats. Literally Mr. Mew ears on a hat with pins on it. It's great.
Hatto Nero, as it were.
No.
Hatto Nero, I hate you.
Get out.
No. You can't stop me.
New Gatto Nero pin confirmed.
I love these pins. I love that. I love all of them.
They're really, really cool designs.
God. They're so cool.
I think there's one more image after this.
Oh,
it's the back of the hat. Okay, moving on.
Just back of that. There's more merch. We're not finished yet.
More fucking keychains. They're of the transition pieces to go into new areas like 104, Shibuya Crossing, Tower Records, etc. They're so pretty, and I want all of it.
Oh my god, there's so much. They're on sale on Tuesday. 27. Wait, that's when the game comes out.
Yeah, it's a Tuesday, dog.
Oh. I can't remember the day that the game comes out.
Wall scrolls.
Is that a wall? I want it. God damn it.
It's literally a wall scroll, bud.
I didn't even see this one. God.
Yeah, it's officially on the Square Enix store. There's officially a Neo the World with You wall scroll. It's literally just the box art on there with, all of our boys and the girls.
Yes. The gender
Joshua nowhere to be found, as he deserves to be hidden in friggin' 104.
He's probably there's probably a pixel of his head above 104, and that's supposed to be him.
You know what would suck? If you beat the game and he showed up on the start screen.
You know what would also suck? If there was more merch. There's more merch. Look at it.
Pins from the game is a really short version of this image. It's literally just new pins from the game that they're selling on the store.
It's
very like
cool.
$50 for the set or something like that.
$50. Wait, for all of them? $50?
Oh,
yeah, $50 for all 12.
Oh my god. I'll take 20. All right, is that? No,
nope,
it's not it. No, we have more.
They officially have revealed the animation key arts for both box sets, including Volume 1 and Volume 2, which means we're having to buy 2 different box sets. No, I'm not happy about this. Just give me 1 box set, please.
Yes,
however, the box art is pretty.
And yeah, in their defense, this box art does have Joshua not being in the selfie, which adds to it.
I mean, it slaps. I agree.
She's taking a video.
Is she taking a video?
Shush.
I can't remember the last time I took a video with my selfie camera.
All right, let's not discuss that. I think this is actually the end of the merch section.
I think
this is the end of the merch section.
Is it the end of the merch section? Are we done?
think
Are we?
so.
Are we? It's the end of
you'll
the
do the
merch
same
section.
point.
Da, 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 da,
Yay!
da, da,
Everybody play the trumpet. Everybody
da,
clap. Congratulations. We're all
Yay,
broke.
we did it.
Yay.
Thank you, Square Enix. I'm homeless now. Yay.
That was a lightning round and a half.
Who needs a mortgage when you have the world ends with you? Not me.
Not me.
Thank you.
I don't need to
Thank you.
pay my mortgage. Not at all.
All right. I think. Do we have? Oh, we have one more thing that I did not talk about yet. Hold on. Let me make sure. Okay.
Who else has a headache from the merch section?
It's fine. You gotta hold on. You gotta hold off on the paracetamol just for a second.
No.
While we talk about this map that they just revealed. So, there's a lot here. You know what, Neku? There's a lot here. Mai, do you want to talk? What are your first impressions when you look at this, Mai? Talk to
The
me.
fashion system and the fighting, it looks like it's there, maybe? It looks like
I
it
think the
is.
fashion system is here, or maybe that's shops that carry those brands here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, I didn't know. Yeah, you mean the thing on the right? Yeah, that's. Oh, yeah. Huh.
We definitely have turf wars going on though, which is really interesting.
Yep.
It's actually really terrifying thought that we have to go fight the other players in their areas to take over their turf and hopefully hold it, because we only have like 3 or 4 people in the squad at all times currently.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing that really stood out to me is the fact that they list what noises in the area.
That's cool though. I like that.
That is cool. I like that. What I'm personally more interested about is the bottom left corner. Like, what is that? Like, so there's apparently like a point system and you get rewards based on the points that you get or something?
That was my assumption when I first saw it, because if you look inside of the thing next to like the golden points, like the 1,385, it looks like it says BP. I can't quite tell, but I think the more stuff you kill, the rewards go higher.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I honestly don't know. Like, that could be a lot of things. Also, this is apparently the map of Shinjuku? Question mark?
No.
I guess.
No, this is Shibuya. That's 104.
Sorry, this is Shibuya. Sorry, yeah, no, sorry. Actually, what the hell am I talking about?
We did have it confirmed we're going to Shinjuku in an interview at one point. I forget which interview it was.
What? This is news to me.
Yeah, no.
Maybe I'm nuts.
I mean,
maybe I'm dreaming things. Maybe I'm dreaming the game in the future.
No, but there are Shinjuku Reapers, so it only makes sense that we're going to Shinjuku at some point.
Shinjuku's been erased.
Like, I've read too many interviews, guys. If I'm completely wrong, please correct me.
We're moving
on. We have an episode to talk about, please.
We do.
Chat says you're crazy.
Yeah, we might be crazy. We might be going crazy. But honestly, this is a good problem to have. I never thought I'd be from overload from TWEWY information.
Dude, same.
This is a net positive.
Harajuku.
Yeah,
People were saying it was Harajuku, not Shinjuku. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Oopsie doopsie.
We're going to Shibuya and Harajuku. Thank you. I think I just got cities mixed up in my head. I've been reading too much.
Okay. So yeah, no, I don't think there's anything to add from this other than the UI still looks sick.
Mm-hmm. And
this is a very, very clean and simple UI.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, I like it a lot. All right. I think we can move on, right?
I think so.
I think I'm gonna go collapse on the floor. I've been talking for like 20 minutes straight.
Well, don't collapse on the floor quite yet, because we have episode 7 to talk about. You know, before we talk about episode 7 of the anime, there is something that I'm gonna bring up right now. Yes, I'm bringing it up before we talk about the next episode. I'm putting it in the middle. I'll mention it at the end as well. But surprise twist announcement. So, myself and these wonderful people have been working on this podcast for the last several months now. There's a lot of work has been going into this. Floral has been doing all kinds of art for the thumbnails and for the avatar and everything. Neku and I have been putting in work. I have been putting in a lot of work. And we see your love and we appreciate your love. And as such, I was asked before about how people can support us further. And there's finally an avenue to do that if you so desire. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce you to the official, just released The World Ends With You Patreon account, which is www.patreon.com/TPEWY. Let me show it. As of right now, there's only 2 tiers. I believe that we have a command for that one. I'll reiterate this at the end as well, but right now we have 2 tiers on there. There is a $1 tier and there is a $5 tier. And the $5 tier will get you into a special segment of our Discord where you can talk directly to us. We can discuss all the TWEWY news. You can ask us direct questions, make suggestions for the podcast or the future, and just more importantly, help us support the stream. And if all going well, we can hopefully cover our costs for this podcast because they do occur. Yeah, there will be the possibility of more rewards and more tiers in the future. For example, we possibly might start doing game nights and sort of Q&A nights for the Patreons. But honestly, if for that to happen, we would need to see the goal hit. So we have a goal, I think it was 25 patrons. So if we hit that, absolutely we'll be doing it. So we could be doing game nights and Q&As with the Patreons in the future. But yes, of course, help out with what you can, if you can. If not, nothing here is going to change. Nothing is going to change with our regularly scheduled uploading and talking about the podcast and such. This may or may not be just us trying to ask people to fund us in our attempt to buy TWEWY merch.
I see we're being called out in the chat already. The big thing about this Patreon is we love doing this for you guys. We're not going to stop doing it even if we get no support, but it's just there in case you wanted to help us cover things and help us wanting to do things in the future and help us do more projects involved with this podcast if we ever decided we could do that. So I personally want to thank everyone here for being here anyway before this existed. So thank you all so very much. And we really appreciate you just listening to our shenanigans every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, this won't. Nothing over here will change. Everything was gonna stay the same. But if you want a little bit of extra support to get a little bit more of us and get a little bit more of our content and help us keep this going, we would really appreciate it. And that is that for now. Before we get to the main event, the last big boy thing that we must talk about, ladies and gentlemen, episode 7 of The World Ends With You anime.
Before you do that, Mike, do you have any comments about the Patreon? I feel like we accidentally cut you out. I'm sorry.
Did I?
I
Sorry.
think you covered it. Yeah, I just want to say personally as well that thank you guys so much for coming and supporting us. Just having so much excitement for this. I was really hesitant at first, to be honest, before we started. So I was like, because I'm a pessimist at heart, but just having so much support, it makes me feel so good. And it's been a blast. And I want to continue doing this.
Yeah. Like we didn't honestly, because this was brought on early on, and I mentioned specifically that I would only really consider doing the Patreon if I saw the podcast doing well, and you guys have made this podcast go incredibly well, way more well than I initially anticipated. So thank you, for real. That from the bottom of my heart. There is no way this podcast would have been going as well as it is if it wasn't for your support. If you're listening now on YouTube or on Spotify or wherever you're listening to us from, thank you, for real. From the bottom of my heart zones. With that being said, are there any final comments?
I think it's time for you to scream about your boy for the first time in 2 episodes.
I think I need to talk about the thing that survives in the bottom of my heart zones, as well as the lovely viewers of this podcast ends with you and listeners of this podcast ends with you, which is
Also,
Show
spoiler
Minamoto.
warning.
Spoiler warning. Yeah, sorry, spoiler
Yes.
warning.
Beginning
Yeah,
spoiler warning now. If you've not seen episode 7, please leave now. Spoilers.
So, you know, I feel like it's my time to shine. You know, I feel like I'm a WWE wrestler, and this is my debut. Because my boy got because my boy got a debut. He debuted. He's shown his true colors. We saw the personality. We saw that chaos that comes from Sho Minamoto. And my God, am I happy about it. I'm extremely happy about it. However, let's start by the fact that they show a map of Shibuya, and right at the beginning of this episode. Any comments?
It threw me off. I was like, oh, okay.
Okay, Neku, I think this is your bullet point.
We suddenly see it and we're like, wait, this is literally just the map from the game. Have we literally not seen this before? No, we literally haven't. We have never seen the map of Shibuya until episode 7 of the anime.
Sorry, excuse me. Let's get some water. Sorry, I really expected that point to go on longer, so I'll reach for my water. But
no,
yeah,
it is literally the map from the game was the interesting part to me. It looked like it didn't look like an asset rip, but it was definitely just the map of Shibuya. That's really all I had to say about it.
Great, thanks for shooting me in the foot on that one, Chief.
You shoot me in the foot all the time. You shoot Maya in the foot all the time. We have to shoot you back sometimes.
You're right. You're right. This is just there's just a team of pain. There's just a pain train on this podcast. Brown boys are dead. My brown boys, my brown children, my brown compadres. I miss them every day. I really do.
You lost them yesterday.
I miss them every day.
Just remember, it's because of Sho that they're gone.
You know what? I was gonna say a small price to pay, but even I don't have the heart to say that.
No.
Okay. They are the best side characters.
They are the best.
Also,
characters.
pointing this out real quick, the way they animated Sota grabbing Neku's hand and just fading out of existence, and Neku's comments of again, it happened again. My heart was about to get torn out.
Yeah. Yeah, it's God. Yeah, no, it's super hard to watch. It's so interesting because like the thing is about this episode in particular, I think I'm gonna talk about this now, actually, just while it's on my brain, is that the taboo noise are like such a serious threat. Like it's made so much more clear that they're a massive serious threat in the anime. Like just with how you can see them attack everybody. Players, Reapers, everybody. You can see the destruction that they cause a lot more clearly in the anime compared to the game. Right?
Yeah. And it just because we see a lot of more players in this.
Yeah.
And like the Reapers, can we just get an F in chat for all the Reapers we lost? I think we lost Tenho and BJ.
We lost them.
We didn't lose them in this week in the game, but we might have lost them in here.
There were so many people getting murdered by these noise from like the first day of the week, between Sho saying kill your fellow players and the taboo noise popping up literally the next day and just everyone dying. Like rip Hat Girl, first of all.
Yeah. Rip Hat Girl. Big F for Hat Girl. Capital F.
You sound
Hat Girl.
so enthusiastic.
A big capital. I'm really upset. No, I'm really upset, you guys. What do you mean? What do you mean? I don't mean to laugh. No. Let's move on. I didn't actually
never see that design again.
I'm not glad that she left, but I shouldn't be laughing.
You shouldn't say but after that. You're shooting yourself further.
Let's move on. Taboo noise, pretty bad. Bad news. the kind of thing that they show on BBC. Taboo noise. That's my comment. So, yes, taboo noise. Bad. Very powerful in this, and I like how powerful they are. Neku, you know what? You talk about that, because I don't know what your point is there.
So, Neku and Josh come across Uzuki and Karya, and of course they're being beaten up by Tabunes, and they're about to get murdered. Like, you see Uzuki is literally about to fall over after the fight, and Karya is the one who has to say thank you to the pair. Uzuki is absolutely refusing, even though they saved their life. And I'm sitting here, I'm watching the episode, I'm quietly screaming myself, just say thank you, you stupid pink gun bitch.
She was the
Just
same.
thank you.
She was the same. That scene is the same as it was in the game. Well, a little different, but it was the same. She does not like to say thank you.
No, she doesn't. It's the same problem with the game. You're right. Either way, say thank you. Just saved your life.
She has her own version.
Just too much pride. Just too much pride and ego to do it. It's just how she is.
Mm-hmm.
But they did kind of like repay them later, which we'll get to.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, every single okay. So do you guys remember in the show, right? Like where Neku uses this pin and he does this yellow shield in front of him, right? I swear to you, every time Neku has used that pin, he's eaten complete shit. Like he would be bodying these noise and stuff, but the second he uses that pin, like he gets crushed by something off screen. It's insane how bad this pin. Like I didn't like it in the game, but like goddamn, I don't know if it's been useful once.
It was
Don't
the
think it
updated
has.
version of. Yeah, the splash barrier was better, which is the upgraded version of this one, of the Crackle Pop. And that one's better. That one is useful.
Didn't it heal you on damage or something like that?
It healed you while like it did damage on enemies.
Yeah, it was the actual useful version because it healed you and made you invincible and it couldn't be broken. But no, the pre-evolution is just garbage. Crunch added to the heap, as your boy would say.
Add to the heap. So, they so at that point, so they fight. They fight the big bear taboo noise, and they play the serve me before I hit the. It's a really good song. You know that one? You know.
Yes.
In fact, I think I should probably tone it back because I think that was so accurate. Maybe the YouTube copyright system might have caught that. So
the algorithm might get very angry.
Yeah, no, I think that was a pretty one-to-one rendition of that song. So I'm sorry, I might have to edit that in post. But after they did that, Sho lands and he does the. I love Sho, man. I love him. I love that I just love the idea of a villain that loves math. You know, it's just like math is such an inoffensive thing. Like you expect like an engineer maybe or something is into math, but the fact that he's like a gangster that's also in like loves math and keeps reciting like this cool math stuff just keeps getting me.
But is he good at math?
Yes. This fool recited the speed of light. This man said like 65 digits of pi in the game. Off the top of his head.
Obsessed of numbers.
Yes.
Doesn't mean he's skilled in math.
Oh, just because you really, just like you'd really make bread doesn't mean you're any good at baking. Is that what you're saying?
Well, when you make bread, and I know this, you can mess up bread.
God damn it! Just let me be happy. Just let me be happy with him. Look at him. Look at his face. Look at him in the face, and tell me he isn't the best thing ever made.
I'm not.
No? You don't have the heart?
No.
Look, man. He's the best. He's just the best. No questions.
I'm just gonna sit here in my Niku appreciation corner. Thank you very much.
Yep. You stay there, champ. I got this. This is what else? God. Yeah, I just love Sho.
Oh no!
I really do.
Chat is fighting.
Oh yes,
We need to move
dude,
on.
The war has begun.
I really do love the wars I've been creating, both on Twitter and on Discord.
See, this man likes the war.
Chaos.
Yeah, chaos. This is what
He
show
likes
loves.
the
He loves
chaos.
chaos.
I
Yes.
just want a winner.
There's not going to be a winner because at the end of this episode, you both lose.
You're right. Real talk, Neku's right. That is the true answer. But yeah, he really is just about like spawning as much taboo noise, not caring who gets caught in the crossfire, and just destroying as many people as possible. To the point where Megumi had to recruit Neku to like destroy Sho, but we'll talk about that later.
Just to finish up with that part, I noticed in that scene where at the end of day 6 that they moved like one of the lines from day 1 to that day, which was the speed of light line.
Yeah.
Because I'm glad that they did that, and I hope that they do that with some of the other lines that have been missed in this. But I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they're waiting for fan outcry. Well, maybe. I don't know. It's kind of I can't imagine a lot of them coming back because they're all kind of like the moment has passed kind of on a lot of them. But yeah, no, I hope we get one reference to the Reaper review guy in the end. I really do. So yeah, I really hope we do. What else? Okay, this is where I step back from the argument, and I'm gonna let Maya and Neku duke it out about this whole what Uzuki actually meant thing, because I'm in Mai's corner actually on this one, but I'm not gonna get involved. Basically,
you agree on something? I'm shocked.
Yeah, so basically, there's a bit of maybe Chad can help us with this, but there's a bit of an argument happening within the team. When Uzuki says, she mentions Beat's secret mission. Me and Mai think that she said it's almost as if Beat's mission is to protect them. Neku thinks Neku thinks what she said is his mission is to try and protect them.
Let me make my argument clear real quick. I agree with you. That is what she said. In a writing sense, it's literally pointing at the answer.
My response.
Yeah, it's just like in the anime, it literally says, "Is he?" It's not. He is. His mission is. She is. She doesn't know what the mission is for that Beat has from Megumi, and it's unfortunate that we don't get that flashback that we get in the game where we see Megumi giving the mission to Beat to erase Neku and Joshua. But so yeah, in the stairs, stair fighting scene in I said Pork City, Mark City in this, Uzuki is like questioning what is his mission, and so Neku, you can explain your point here.
So the phrase that she says is, I think his mission is to protect them from the noise and other players / Reapers. And the reason why my theory points towards this is his mission is one, we're not going to get a direct answer. That's the first problem. We're never going to get Megumi saying, yes, that's exactly what I planned. But the implication on a writing level is if you say something like that, it's usually the answer. And at the end of the episode, we do have Megumi saying, oh, you completed my mission, which was to kill Sho. Beat needed to keep them alive so they could complete Megumi's mission. That's my argument.
Okay, I see that, because they did need to get rid of Sho, Megumi, but I just like from the game's perspective, the mission for Beat was to erase them. And we
from the game's perspective, I completely agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
The difference is the anime has thrown a lot of things out the window.
True. But just knowing Uzuki's character a little bit, she is just being sassy and sarcastic. Well, like sarcastic when she says that. She's like, "Is his mission to protect these two?" And she's like pissed off about it, because she's always pissed off. Um, and hold on, we should probably say happy.
We can
birthday
move
to
past
Willow.
this point once you finish your statement. Or no, Willow is leaving. Oh no,
Willow's
Ahmed.
leaving.
Oh God. Okay. You know what? He may have left already. Let me. Yeah, he's. You know what? Continue. He'll watch this back anyway. Continue.
Yeah, we'll take care of it later.
All right. Yeah.
In conclusion, it was really unspecific, and it doesn't matter. That's the conclusion of it, of this entire thing. Yeah, no, it's an interesting back and forth. Like I'm kind of beginning to see your point a lot more now, Neku, after you said that.
Yeah, I just think that Izuki saying that for the viewers to know that, just to make it even more clear that it's Beat's mission to himself to keep them alive, because he doesn't want to erase them, but he's going against Megumi on that. But I can see your point, Neku, because they do want Sho dead. Megumi.
Yeah, like they really wanted Sho dead. That's the only reason why I was kind of like.
But yes. Okay. Let's move on to the best part of this episode. Which is the fact that well, it's just generally the fight that happens within by the way, what is the actual name of that building in real life? Is it Port City or is it
It's Mark City.
It's Mark City, okay. So the fight within Mark City, obviously we have the spider noise. That is I think that's the new noise. I don't think we see that in any part of the game.
No, it's new to the anime.
So it's unique to the anime, which is cool.
They didn't want to use the elevators as a cop out.
Yeah, which is fair enough. Like they put a staircase instead. So I don't know what the purple stuff is. You know, guys, the purple haze that like crawls up the building.
That's just like the plane, I guess, them entering it, I guess.
I think so. I think that's part of the imaginary number plane. That's Sho or somebody trying to make it to where they can't get to him.
Well, Sho didn't know they were coming.
No, I don't think Sho did. I think Sho was kind of like,
surprised.
How did you guys get here?
Well, no, I'm pretty sure that, well, knowing Sho, he would have tried to plan and make it so where people can't get to him via the building by making it an imaginary number plane. That was my assumption.
Yeah.
And then people got there anywhere, and that's why he was like, wait, we weren't supposed to meet here.
Yeah. So, yeah. No, that's interesting. I don't think that was ever an element in the game, was it? Maybe it was. Yeah.
No, that was never a thing.
The only imaginary number thing we got was the psych that Sho uses.
Yeah.
The eye flare.
Mm-hmm. So it's new, and I wonder what the heck they're gonna do with it.
Yeah,
if that's gonna be it, because the fight that we got with Sho was great, and we'll get to that after the next point.
Yes, which is
Neku gets another bit of his memories back.
Oh, you know what? You want to talk about that? You want to talk about mine?
Yeah. So it's just like in the game where we see Joshua shoot, and then Neku isn't dead. Oh, he shot Sho, and then Sho shoots Neku. But in this, they did this thing that I was like, that's a little obvious. Sho moves his gun, just tilt it a little bit to the right, and it's not pointed at Neku. And so I'm very curious if people that are blind to the World Entity are going to catch that.
Yes. They're purposely being very vague with these interactions between Sho and Joshua for the sake of later, which is really cool. It's really cool. Like it's like even now, if they're still like, it's still not super obvious, and like I feel like they're hiding that really well, and it's gonna make for a very cool aha moment later on for people.
So I hope that people don't notice that he moves his gun a little bit, because I noticed and I was like, that's a little obvious.
That's why it's obvious to use, because you know the answer.
Yeah.
to like probably the friends that you've been telling us about, you probably ask them and go, "Hey, what did you think of that scene where Sho shoots Neku?" And they're probably gonna go, "Oh my god, it was terrifying."
Yeah.
Yeah, they haven't gotten to that. We only had time. We only had time because we didn't watch last episode, last week's because I was gone. So they only had time for one. So I'm like, but the next episode is a good one, and they're like, but sleep.
My boy, you need to look at my boy.
Well, yes,
And now we can
and
move on to
then-
your boy Ahmed.
Oh,
Do take this away, okay?
the best fight in the entire anime. Don't at me on Twitter. Don't at me on Discord. I'm not gonna be taking any arguments on this topic. Best fight in the entire anime. They did my boy justice. He's a beast. My man, instant transmissions everywhere. His speed is off the charts. It actually reminisced a DBC fight in more ways than one. Like, to be honest with you, like the whole him being crushed by a meteor in the end was very much reminiscent of like the end of the Boo saga. The instant transmissioning, the kicking to the ground. There's so much cool stuff about it. Like, I really loved that fight. The only thing that kind of annoys me about that fight is that they ended it with fusion level 3 for Joshua. Which makes me think, like, why didn't we get fusion level 3 for Shiki?
We didn't get our kaiju fight again.
I really wanted a kaiju fight between large ass Mr. Mew and Higashizawa. But
yeah, fingers crossed that we'll get it at the final.
Here's hoping. But my god, I really love that. I really, 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 really love that fight. They really did him justice, because honestly, I think that's the coolest boss in the game. Or one of the coolest bosses in the game. Just because of, like, just him turning into, like, shift being back and forth between being a Reaper and a Noise, and his speed, and just him just teleporting and being an annoying douchebag. Oh, I love him. I love him so much. I love Sho so much. Like, it's coming through about how much I love him. Because this is the last thing. This is the thing I have to say. Is that Sho is good at his job. Sho is really good at his job. Sho is so good at his job, they had to send Neku to take care of him. Think about that. Megumi didn't want to fight him himself. He just sent Neku to do it. Like, that's pretty huge. That's pretty huge that that they had to resort to that. Considering like he didn't want to get his own hands dirty to like get rid of Sho. So and like even at the end, like even at the end, he kind of gets the last laugh because he like he trades kills in the end. Like he also kills Joshua in the end. So it's super cool that like I just love Sho. He's good at what he does. He's funny. He's a maniac. He doesn't give a shit. He's really good at maths. What more do you want? Oh, and he's tan. That's a part of it. I'm biased towards tan people for obvious reasons. I'm sorry. I went nuts there about Sho for a while. Does anybody have any comments about that fight?
I go first.
Oh, I'll
let you go first. I'm sorry.
Okay. I missed Transformation, the song, but I wasn't expecting it. I thought it was very interesting that they had Neku and Shiki moments in like these shards of the building. I don't know what's up with that, but I thought it was a very heart-wrenching touch. I was like, oh, this is depressing. He's really fighting for these moments again. Neku, what'd you think?
The fight was stellar. It was a lot better than I had ever anticipated for something to happen. The biggest point for me was a really small detail that really stuck out in my head. In the game, when Sho wants to transform into his taboo noise form, he absorbs the taboo noise on the screen. The start of the fight has him absorbing all the taboo noise of Shibuya into a giant ball of death.
Yep.
And that was terrifying for me. I was like, oh no, my boy's about to die.
Something else that I noticed is that in the game, his wings, they break. We don't see that in this.
That's actually one of the most surprising things that a lot of people kind of realize. It's that the wings don't shatter. He doesn't break his Reaper Pact, is the way that a lot of people have been phrasing it.
Mm-hmm. It's very odd.
I didn't even know. Yeah, I didn't even notice that actually. Yeah, that's a good point. But yes,
It sounds like all of our brains are starting to fry. Shall we move on?
it's not even that. It's, yeah. This has been a long podcast, by the way. I'm sorry this is going a little over time, but
we had a lot of stuff to talk about.
There was a lot to talk about, and there's a lot of ground to cover here.
There was a lot of news.
So, Neku cries bitter tears. Finally, he finally actually just breaks down and cries at losing another friend.
He cries for my boy. He feels guilty.
Well, we don't. You know what? We don't know for sure whether he was crying for Sho or for Joshua. So I think that's left up in the air. You know, how can we be
he's
sure?
Totally not talking about how he couldn't bring himself to trust his partner while he's crying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently,
you two are always at each other's throats, even when your boys are dead.
They may be dead, but our war lives on.
It will never stop. It will never stop. I thought I was free. Nope. Next episode, it's gonna be more arguments about Joshua and Sho and who's better.
We'll find a way. You think we'll stop? You think their lack of appearance on the show is gonna stop us? Nope.
I thought I was wrong.
Neku, did you talk already about him crying and how that made you feel?
No, I didn't. The big thing I was gonna point out is, remember that Neku didn't have memories during week 1?
Mm-hmm.
So he formed an attachment to Shiki, but he didn't have. In another day, which is technically canonical, we get confirmation that Neku loses a friend and they pass away. If Neku in the main timeline had that memory when Shiki got taken as an entry fee, I think there would have been some tears there.
Fair, yeah.
I'm not trying to take away from Joshua and the whole crying thing, because that was actually really emotional and really moving.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of people are like, why didn't he cry for Shiki? And like, because he doesn't have context. He doesn't remember anything until after she gets taken from him.
There's also, like, for Shiki, it's a different kind of guilt. Like, Joshua, he's dead now. He's erased. For Shiki, she's just been taken as the entry fee. So for him, it was more shock. And there's still the shock with Joshua. And he's gonna feel, he's guilty for both now. Oh my. But
he's
for
got
Shiki,
so much weight on his shoulders.
Yeah. Just like Shiki, he didn't have those memories, and he's still fighting for her. She's not dead.
Yeah,
I agree with you there. It's a very different context. So him being dead would definitely push him to tears.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he hadn't gone through much character development. He had a good bit of character development, but he wasn't as far along as he is now.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't the only thing that we lost.
Nope. I feel like sorry, is there something? Sorry, you had something to say, Neku.
No, I was just saying we have other things that we're going to be missing very, very soon.
Yep, a lot of other things. I think that they're like the only thing I will say, like, obviously it's a very touching moment, and like I think it's slightly different from the game, where like the fact that so in the anime they were like, oh, Joshua broke the rules and you should be punished just as hard as him, but we'll let you off because you got rid of Sho.
Mm-hmm.
I think in the game it was more like
it was along the same lines.
Was it the same lines? Okay, fair enough.
I thought it was like,
I remember it being like, I should erase you right now because your partner broke the rules, but because you killed Sho, you get one last game.
Yeah, okay,
yeah,
fair enough.
That's what I remember.
I thought, for some reason I remembered it as your partner was alive. He technically wasn't even a player, so that game was invalid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they didn't say that it was invalid in this episode.
Yeah. And then the last thing I want to talk about around this before Mai goes on her tirade is it's a weird decision to me that they did not decide to use the entry fee for next week as a cliffhanger. I really thought they would, because it's insanely cool. Well, it's terrible, but it's insanely cool at the same time.
Mhm.
It is a terrifying entry fee for a player that has too much power. And I think that's the reason he was kind of like, this should be fine. And then he took it.
Yeah, screw you, actually. Get in there. What did you guys think about that? Did you have any thoughts about that, about how the episode ended?
It was a very good way to write a cliffhanger to not reveal what the next entry fee is, because the next episode, those who's played the game are going to be panicking for him, and watching Neku slowly come to the realization of no one else is here is going to be terrifying.
Mhm.
Yep. All right, Mai. Fire away. Tell us what you missed.
We missed a lot of great iconic lines, like, which I hope this line in particular, I hope will come up at some point. But it's Joshua saying, "Give up on yourself, you give up on the world." It's a very important line for Joshua to say, because that's what happened with him with Shibuya, is that he gave up on himself, and so he gave up on Shibuya. It's a very important line, and I'm mad that it's not there. It was replaced with "You'll survive and make your wish come true." And I still need to think about that line a bit more before I talk about it, but
Is it possible this is that's a translation thing?
no,
That was the original Japanese
it's
line.
not. It was the same line in the Japanese version of the game too.
Okay, fair enough.
So it got.
I was about to look into that because I just thought about it, but nope, she's right.
So
that is unfortunate.
It's unfortunate. It makes me so mad. But then we also missed Show reciting 3 text box of pie.
Yeah. We sure did.
The only comment I have of that is, imagine that voice actor trying to list off 50 dishes of pie without taking a breath.
I know.
That would be
funny.
terrifying.
We also, one of my favorite lines was right after day 5, so waking up in day 6. Joshua says to Neku, "Good morning, sunshine," and just like the funny line when Neku says, "You're killing me, Josh." Oh wait. We also don't have Joshua levitating, which is also
Joshua can't fly. Hooray! Crab rave.
He can't fly, but he can jump in this apparently.
Yeah, true.
And then just like back with helping Izuki and Kariya, let's do it. They'll hate it. Yeah.
I love that line so much. Just, do we help them? Let's do it. They'll hate it. And they just go. It is the funniest line in day 7. I swear to God.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then of course, rip Joshua, rip Show. I also thought, because I know in week 1, Neku went the entire, like in the game, he went the entire week without using Shiki's name. That was not the case in the anime, but that was the case here for Joshua and Neku. He didn't call Joshua. He just was like, "You, hey." He didn't address him by his name at all until the first time he says his name is when he's falling off the building and is like, "Crap, what did he just do?" and screams his name. And I was like, "Oh, that hurts."
That was a good scream, by the way.
Yeah, it was.
It's true.
I feel Ahmed receding in his chair, becoming. We're talking about Joshua so much.
No. It's not even that. It's honestly not even that. I'm just checking everything. But yes, no. That's yeah. No, I like, and particularly the "let's help him, will I hate it," and like the "give up on yourself, give up on the world." Like those are like pretty. Definitely the "give up on yourself" line is very weird. That's not in there because it is so iconic. So, yeah. Unfortunate. We've lost some stuff just like in week 1, but it's been made up for with other things. It's definitely like week 2 was definitely like the most traditional of the 3 weeks. Like this is the one that like sort of played most closely to how the game did it.
The way
I
I'd
really-
phrase it is it's the same problem I had with week 1. We lost a lot of character moments because I don't have time for it.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of
Yeah.
establishing of Neku being a loner, a lot of Joshua being a little shit, a lot of just character interactions we haven't really been getting because there's not a lot of time, which I understand. Doesn't mean I can't complain about it.
Yeah.
And speaking of Joshua being a little shit, there are differences with him from the game and the anime. He was a lot, and I don't know how it was in the Japanese version of the game, because we know that Neku wasn't so rude as he is in the English. So I don't know if Joshua was exactly how he is in the anime, but from just the English perspective, watching the anime, he's being a lot more kind. I've been joking and calling him. He's really just being a tour guide for Neku.
He's definitely more tame. He's definitely more tame. Like I kind of would have seemed to be a little bit more douchey than he was.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we'll see it. We'll see it.
So yeah, but we also, this Joshua to me feels a little bit more genuine too, because I think, for me personally, I think that in the game Joshua was laying the douchiness on thick, for Neku to hate him, because he wants him to get shot. He wants Neku to shoot him, and he's also proving that people suck.
Yeah.
But he's being really he's taunting Neku, and that low blow that he made in episode 6 with Shiki, that was the worst thing I think he said so far. But it's also just interesting to see him have his little moments of watching Neku grow as a character. Because he makes all these comments like, "Oh, that's not like you, Neku," and he's like, "It's very fascinating," and it's nice. I'm excited for people that are blind to it to go back and watch a second time and be like, "Oh, so yeah, he is like watching Neku change." We see it a little bit in the game, but they put a little bit more emphasis on it in the anime. But just to conclude with what I was saying with Joshua being a bit more genuine, he has this moment in the episode 7 when day 7 starts where Neku grabs his wrist, and it just feels Joshua is a lot more vulnerable in that moment, being grabbed by Neku, and he's like, "Well, Neku is saying like, you're gonna tell me everything," and Joshua is just kind of like a little downcast, more so than annoyed, and he's just like, "Well, I suppose." But just the way that he said it seemed just kind of like reluctant.
For sure.
So.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think we should honestly move on to final thoughts now.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Yeah, we're
Because
we're running pretty far over.
Yeah, I know. We gotta go.
we are running hell over time.
I just said my final thoughts a minute ago, honestly.
Okay. And I'm kind of like I'm kind of on the same boat of this is the most tame week. I agree with Mai around like sort of he is a bit more tame in the anime than he would be otherwise, but he did get some interesting character moments, but I feel like in general he got less out of this anime than Shiki did. Like Shiki got a lot out of this anime with all the airy moments. I don't feel Joshua got quite as much. I feel like Sho got a few more moments than he did compared to like the game. But I think he has a lot more development to come.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like his role in the story isn't over. But yes. With that being said, at this point, I think we finally reached the point where we've talked about everything we want to talk about. Yay! We did it. We did it. And an hour and 12 minutes later, 2 hours and 12 minutes later, holy shit.
Ooh, that was a long one.
Yikes. Okay. I'm real tired, so I'm gonna be very careful what I say. What do I need to do? Okay, first things are first.
Chill time.
It's time to chill. It's time to chill, baby. First thing we're gonna chill is ourselves. As I said, the Patreon is alive and kicking. If you have the monies and you'd love to support us and what we do, help us cover our costs, and even develop some new stuff for the podcast and improve it further, please do give us show us some support. You can chat to us on our Discord. We'll have a grand old time. So thank you. Refresh that page. What do you mean? What does that mean?
Oh my God.
We have one patron. We did it. We did it, champ. We did it. We got one. Excellent.
That's actually amazing. We actually got a patron. I'm super happy
got
about
one.
that.
But yes, if you have the money, please come by and support. In other shill news, please thank Floral Laurel for these great, brilliant new avatars. You've been seeing them the entire episode. They're new, they're upgraded, they're shiny. I love them. I'm gonna be using mine as my avatar. I'm a mascot for my channel from now on, actually. I just love it that much.
I'm gonna snag this one and run with it.
It's insanely good. So please, she also streams, so please follow her as well. And she does commissions as well. So if you want something in this style, just hit her up. My obviously the best ever runs the Twitter like a boss, like a champ. Even if she has subpar selection of characters. We can catch her over on our Twitter. Neko, of course, also streams. Let me see if I can get these tags rolling. And that one. So please follow the guys. Please subscribe to the YouTube. Follow us on podcast platforms. And one more shout out from myself. I'm back to streaming full time. All of you people that are here, if you're watching this on YouTube, the day this podcast comes out, I'm gonna be streaming The World Ends With You on my channel, full playthrough for my 500 follower special. Even though I'm at like 570 followers now, so it's a bit late. But I'll be doing a full playthrough of the game. So if you want to see that and see me go through it, I'm going through Final Remix on the Switch, using touch controls, which don't ask questions. All will be revealed on stream. So if you want to see that and you want to see me go through and my personal opinions and my personal thoughts about the game, and just basically if you want to see me gush about The World Ends With You for like 3 hours every week, please follow this channel. That'll be starting on Monday, 8 p.m. GMT, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that's that for me. Any last comments, guys, before we announce what the next date for the podcast is going to be? I'll take that as a no. Okay, so the next podcast is...
wait, hold on. Just keep an eye out on the Twitter for the next week.
Yes.
There'll be changes.
Yes, there will be changes. The avatars are not the only thing that's changing. There will be more stuff that will be changing. So the next look, I actually changed this in time this time. What a world. What a world. Okay, that was kind of patronizing, guys. You know, like
Just continue.
Okay.
Keep going.
5th of June, 2021. That's when the next episode's going live here. Oh, well, next full episode, there might be something happening next week. Watch out for our socials. We might be doing stuff now in our off weeks.
Keep an eye on the Twitter. I have a game for you all.
See, you hear that? That's what you want to hear. All right, but we have kept you people here for far too long. So for those of you who are listening on your podcast platform of choice or listening on YouTube, wait, I got that though. Wait,
you got it right. Keep going.
Goodbye. I'll see you guys. See you guys in 2 weeks. Goodbye.
Bye.